Memphis. It's on now. Have you heard? Did you hear the announcement? They put together an FBI task force. And guess where that task force is heading? I'll wait. Straight for Memphis. It's on now. All kidding aside, it's gonna be popping.
The FBI has put a task force together, and do you know where they're coming? Memphis, Tennessee. If the FBI is coming to Memphis, Tennessee with task force, what do you think they're gonna do? This is not a motherfucking drill nor a motherfucking game. Black parents of children in Memphis, Tennessee, you better wake up, and you better wake up real fast, because this is not gonna be nice. They are not coming to send a task force there just so they can play footsies with y'all. This is what they've been preparing for decades. Remember when he said homegrown criminals? Yeah. Whatever y'all got going on in Memphis, Tennessee, you better wrap it up.
The FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations, they coming and they not playing. They ain't playing. Kash Patel said we sending them. Now, what y'all think gonna happen? Because they come to Memphis, Tennessee. And y'all know Memphis, they don't even go by Tennessee. They just say Memphis. It's a hot mess in Memphis, y'all.
Hey my people, Gracie here once again, welcoming you back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you, my lovelies, are watching this from, you're doing all right, and God has protected you and preserved you very well. Yeah, I do appreciate all of you that keep supporting me on here. Thank you to the generous souls that give me super thanks and super chats on the episodes that I do on here, for appreciating what I do. I appreciate you too. And a big shout out to my members, yes, that constantly choose to be members on this channel and support exclusively. Thank you very, very much. Definitely, we are back with another new interesting episode to look at. Remember, a few weeks ago, I brought you a video of the orange man invoking martial law to the black community, and he was literally unleashing the police into the black community because he said that black people asked for it, that they need to be protected, they don't feel safe, right? And black people came and gave their own opinions. We looked at that video. In case you did not watch it, please go back and watch it, right? But guess what? He has now acted on it, and they have started with Memphis, Tennessee, and they have already unleashed the FBI task force in the region, in the area, to come and start doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now, I don't want you to be like, oh, do you have a problem with, the community being safe and people being in order and young people not committing crimes and all of this, just law enforcement doing what it's supposed to be doing? I absolutely wouldn't have a problem with that. The only problem comes in when the people that are supposed to be enforcing the law, breaking it, and they are not going to be held accountable because he revoked that and removed that. So whatever they do, they can be covered up, right? But we have to look at these warnings from these amazing black sisters. We'll come back and talk about it. Do me a favor, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it. Let's spread this awareness, and let me know what you think in the comment section about this very episode.
FBI Director Kash Patel this weekend about Memphis. On national television Sunday, he called the city the homicide capital of America and announced plans to send a task force to Tennessee to tackle the issue. ABC 24's Scott Mattis is here to break it all down. Scott, good evening.
Good evening to you, Pepper. Kash Patel also said he did not know Memphis was actually the homicide capital of the United States until he took his oath of office just a few short months ago. And now he says he'll be sending federal agents right here to put an end to the violent crime. Now, I can also tell you, he said this: I didn't know this until my confirmation process, but Memphis, Tennessee is the homicide capital of America per capita. Now, didn't know that We have a problem there. We're now addressing it. We are rolling out one of our task forces to the state of Tennessee. That's what FBI Director Kash Patel declared on national news just yesterday. And Monday morning, that declaration is reverberating across the city of Memphis. This comes after the Memphis Shelby Crime Commission told ABC 24 News last year that the rate of major crime, I should say earlier this year, fell by nearly 9%, 8.8 to be exact, this year when compared to the first quarter of 2024. Now, Memphis City Councilman, and he's also the chairman, J.B. Smiley, tells me Monday he welcomes the FBI's help if they keep their word, but he also says getting those guns and those switches off the streets should be everyone's biggest priority.
The laws that are being put forth just lead to a series of in our community, which ultimately leads to lives lost. And that's what's more troubling to me.
All right, Memphis Mayor Paul Young gave me this statement this afternoon. It reads in part, MPD has always collaborated with federal agencies on addressing violent crime, and we're encouraged by any effort whatsoever that brings more resources to Memphis. We look forward to learning more from our federal law enforcement partners.
The FBI has put a task force together, and do you know where they're coming? Memphis, Tennessee. If the FBI is coming to Memphis, Tennessee with task force, what do you think they're gonna do? This is not a motherfucking drill nor a motherfucking game. Black parents of children in Memphis, Tennessee, you better wake up, and you better wake up real fast, because this is not gonna be nice. They are not coming to send a task force there just so they can play footsies with y'all. This is what they've been preparing for decades. Remember when he said homegrown criminals? Yeah. Whatever y'all got going on in Memphis, Tennessee, you better wrap it up. And I mean wrap it up right now. They have privatized prisons all over the U.S. and outside of the U.S. with cots that are empty, ready to go. And these companies who own these privatized prisons are ready to put them in these work release programs and work them for free. This is not a drill, nor is it a game. Y'all better get serious about this, and I mean serious about it really quickly, because they're coming, and they're not going to stop until they get what they want.
Memphis. It's on now. Have you heard? Did you hear the announcement? They put together an FBI task force. And guess where that task force is heading? I'll wait. Straight for Memphis. It's on now. All kidding aside, it's going to be popping. So the FBI task force is headed to Memphis due to the crime rate, which no one can deny. But I think a lot of innocent people are going to get caught up in what's going to head to Memphis. So, mothers, fathers, aunties, grandmoms, granddads, you might want to sit your young people down and have a talk with them. Because it's just got serious. When that task force hits Memphis, anybody looking cockeyed going to get it. And at the same time, they're passing laws that are taking away any accountability for any police officer in the line of duty. They're getting rid of organizations that investigate police abuse. They're getting rid of those. So if you don't have the department or the organization to investigate, how do you investigate? If they're no longer holding them accountable, what's going to prevent them from living out their fantasies at your expense? So, Memphis, it's going to get interesting. But for those parents in Memphis, for those families in Memphis, know you have some good young people in your family, some hardworking, some intelligent, some very promising future young people in your family. Or even some misguided ones that just need a little more time to get their act together. You might want to be pulling them in very closely. And these young kids coming out of high school, whatever college plans or plans you had, I would be moving forward and jumping ahead of schedule, trying to get the hell out of Memphis, because you don't want to get caught up in what's going to head our way. So, like I said, it just got real. And if there are any Black Trump supporters in Memphis, thank you. Thank you for what you're about to unleash on your own communities, because it's going to get real ugly. And yeah, we've had some really serious complaints about the violence in Memphis and the crime in Memphis. But how often do good people, innocent people, get caught up in going after the criminals? Where he fit the description, or well, the car looks similar, because they're only looking for our skin tone. The unique features don't matter. All they see is the skin tone. So Memphis, families in Memphis, I'd start making some summer plans to get my young people the hell out of here because they're coming for them. Memphis is going to be the blueprint of what they plan to unleash across this country in black communities. And there are private prisons, domestic and foreign, with empty beds waiting, salivating, waiting. Looks like they're going to get started in Memphis. So, I do know that the tone in Memphis, let's say, it's going to be devastation on both sides. Because truly, these young people in Memphis, they are not their ancestors at all. At all. So, looks like it's going to start in Memphis. So, Blacks for Trump. It would be really eerily ironic if one of y'all experienced what's heading this way. Urge it in by your vote. Interesting, isn't it? The thought. It's heading your way, and it's just about at your doorstep. And could this possibly be a time where your decision or the choice you made truly comes back to bite you in the ass? I guess we'll see. Anyway, I'm praying for God to have a covering over the city of Memphis and protect our young people and protect our African American community altogether. I think some people have been waiting for moments like this, and they're headed this way. So, maybe time to keep your kids inside. Maybe time to keep a closer eye on your loved ones. Yeah, I think you might want to be prepared. I'm here to let you know I didn't want you to be blindsided. So, the report has been put together, and the FBI task force, Memphis, is his first stop. Do with that what you will. But before I get out of here, I would like to ask one little simple question, and I'd like to direct it to my Blacks for Trump. Is it great again yet? Asking for a friend.
If you want to talk about the city of Memphis, make sure you talk about everything, not just the crime. Talk about the corruption in the local government. Talk about how the government caters to the white neighborhoods, but neglect the black neighborhoods. And keep in mind, black people are the majority in the city of Memphis, whereas white people are the minority. The government caters to the white neighborhoods and completely neglect the black ones. Talk about how this city over time have completely gotten rid of all the things that this city once had that provided jobs and opportunities for our youth, but they got rid of it. What do you think happens when you get rid of everything that is to do for kids and teenagers? Of course, they're going to turn to the streets. They're going to turn towards violence. They're going to turn towards crime. Why? Because they have nothing else to do. They have nothing to look forward to in their neighborhood. When they step out of their front door, all they see is blight. Don't believe me? Drive through South Memphis. Drive through North Memphis. It's right in front of you. And then after you get done driving through those neighborhoods, drive through Germantown, drive through Collierville, drive through Cordova, and see all the shops, all the restaurants, all the movie theaters, all the fun family things to do. It's night and day. And then let's talk about how the county commissioners, all they're doing is collecting a check. Okay, we vote these people into office and they're not doing anything. Okay, they sit in these positions for years and you don't see what they've done, if anything. It was just on the news this morning that they were tearing down some apartments that have sat abandoned for over a decade in Oak Haven. Why is that? That's ridiculous. I bet you that would not fly in a predominantly white neighborhood though. So if you want to talk about the crime, let's talk about the root of the crime. Let's talk about the why of the crime. Don't just talk about the crime. Talk about everything else that's going on in this city that's adding fuel to the crime. The lack of things to do in the city of Memphis, the lack of resources, the lack of development, the lack of opportunity, the corrupt government. Let's talk about that. Okay? And if you want to fix the crime issue, you need to fix all of that stuff first. And once you fix all of that stuff, then you'll see the crime dwindle down significantly. And if you want to complain about the problems, I hope you're one of the first ones looking for ways you can be a part of the solutions.
So apparently the FBI is creating some type of task force and they're going to Memphis, Tennessee. Why are y'all so concerned about what's going on with regular people when we still have yet to see an arrest out of the politicians that y'all keep talking about need to be going down? This is what we talk about when we say that it's definitely some racist shit going on when it comes to the government. Because you're so focused on Memphis, Tennessee with an FBI task force. You have criminals that are currently in Congress right now and y'all not doing nothing with them. Why are y'all redirecting y'all energy to people in Memphis, Tennessee? As if violence hasn't always been down there. Why now? Why now? Ain't y'all still working on deporting motherfuckers? Don't y'all still got some criminals that y'all need to be getting rid of who ain't even from here? Y'all worried about the wrong shit. The wrong shit. Anything, find out what politicians is fucked up down there in Memphis. Anything, they need to arrest the people that allow Elon Musk to build that damn computer that's out there frying the brains of the people that live around it. That in itself should have been illegal. All I'm saying is that, like, y'all be too busy focusing on a little bit on everyday regular people who are just doing their best to survive, not on the motherfuckers that put them in positions to where they got to do what they got to do in order to survive.
Why the FBI just touched down in Memphis? Memphis is now being called the homicide capital of America, and the FBI is having to step in. The FBI is deploying a special task force to Memphis because the violent crimes are out of control. We're talking sky-high homicide rates, and not just in the streets. A Justice Department exposed excessive discrimination and excessive force inside of the Memphis Police Department itself. So this isn't just about crime, it's about accountability. The feds say that the MPD has a pattern of violating civil rights. So now the FBI has to step in to clean up the streets, and it's helping clean up the system. So if this can happen in Memphis, this can happen anywhere. But the real question is it going to bring about real change? Or is it just another headline? Is it too late for Memphis? Or can they bring real change? Y'all leave in the comments and tell me what y'all think.
The FBI is coming, y'all. Did y'all hear what I said? The FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations, they coming and they not playing. They ain't playing. Kash Patel said we sending them. Now, what y'all think gonna happen? Because they come to Memphis, Tennessee. And y'all know Memphis, they don't even go by Tennessee. They just say Memphis. It's a hot mess in Memphis, y'all. And they ain't playing. So I'm asking y'all, Memphis, whoever, what y'all think gonna happen? I know one thing for sure, y'all better keep y'all kids in line. But y'all kids that don't be in trouble, don't be in no mess, you better keep them in the house. You better not let them go nowhere by themselves, because man ain't going nowhere by himself. Nowhere. Not without his parents. Because the FBI is coming to clean up Memphis. And they coming. So what y'all gonna do? Do y'all need this? Don't you? Have y'all heard this?
They call Memphis the city of the straight bullet and homegrown criminals. Now the FBI is either already there or on the way with a task force. But they're not just after the shooters. In 2023, Memphis had 349 homicides. Now it's being called the homicide capital of America per capita. FBI Director Kash Patel just deployed a federal task force. But let's be real, this isn't about support. It's a warning shot. Comment watching Memphis if you've seen this building. Share if your city feels like it's next. And follow if you're done waiting and ready to move. I was born and raised in Memphis. And if you're from here, you can feel the shift before it makes the news. The violence, that's real. But the corruption has always been deeper. After Tyree Nichols was murdered in 2023, the DOJ launched a federal investigation. And what they found wasn't shocking. Just confirming what we've already lived. Excessive force, unlawful stops, targeted harassment, and mostly against black residents. But let me tell you something from experience. Whether I come back home to Memphis, wherever I lived, be it Dallas, be it Savannah, be it Florida, be it Atlanta, if I was to forget my security code to my mom's security system, here they come, showing up. They know I have different state tags. They're not Tennessee tags. They love to harass you, especially if you're black. And that's a given, and that's the norm. But you stand your ground, you say what you say, come with receipts, and they'll leave you alone. Well, that was my experience. But now, the feds are back. And if you ever had a record or ever been system touched, you already know what that means. This isn't about justice. It's about control. And Memphis have seen this before. In the 2000s, they called it Operation Tennessee Waltz. They swept up politicians, local officials, and made examples out of everybody. Now we're watching the next version unfold. Comment watching Memphis. Share if your city is showing signs. Link in bio if you're building your exit before they force it for you.
They saying the FBI got a whole full-out alert out with this man in order. I'll leave that there. You know, you guys need to start making very special precautions around here now. You know, ain't nothing wrong going out enjoying your life, because at the end of the day, you can't change what's supposed to happen at this point. Everybody who voted him in and let him in, Yeah, like Memphis, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the states too. He won in. Okay, Vegas wasn't. I'm in Vegas. Vegas wasn't one of the states that he won in. Just to say that, and I'm not saying no names. Whoever, it could be a lot of people wouldn't lose. But anyway, because I don't want to hit this here. This needs to go out to be heard. Memphis, Tennessee, there's an alert. They got a task force going out. And listen to this lady. Please go watch her video. Please listen to what she's saying and pay attention to what she's saying. And for people that look like me, okay, it's time for everybody to start opening up your minds. Just even if you don't feel like you understand anything, or it's something that got you on some other plane and you don't understand it, but if you just think something could be wrong with it because you have children or grandchildren or a mother or a grandmother, remember, they clench kids and old people and women every day. I'm not saying they, whoever they is. And if you look like me, I think you know who they is. I can't have time. They always banning me. They messing up my account. I can't get my money right or nothing because I'm trying to tell y'all something nobody else is. And other people are. No, I'm not trying to be all caught up in all this, but this lady just said something that's scared because it starts one place in Memphis and then it end out in your town. This man just had to go and allegedly a police officer because they just gunned his son down over a car because he had a late car payment or something like that. I mean, like, this is not just like, and I don't understand it, so I'm trying to stay out of it, but I just seen this and it scared the shit out of me. And if you look like me and you have kids that look like me and sons and daughters, grandchildren, old people, I think everybody needs to start getting to another level now. I think everybody needs to start paying attention to it. And I just got out of a relationship interracial. And I can't tell you this because I lived in an interracial. They think different. They move different. Their whole shit is different than ours. I walked out of that house with socks, my keys, and my dog. And I was spoiled. I got everything I wanted. For a woman to run up out of a house and out of a place that she getting everything she wants, why would she do that? You have to think about that. So when I tell you this is because I know when you are some other than look like me, things are different. The way everybody was raised, the way people are programmed. So what I'm trying to tell everybody, listen to this lady. She's scared of me. And I just want y'all to look at it. I don't want to say nothing that's crazy. I don't want to be all, whatever. There's no filter on this. This is just the phone. This phone I got. But anyway, I love my people and I love my family and I love my sons and my daughters and my grandkids. So I can imagine how many other people that I know love theirs. So this is what I say. And this is what I mean at this point. Y'all not paying attention to the right stuff.
To the mothers and the nurturers, the fathers and uncles, the message is out here for you. You know that not all law enforcement are bad. But chances are you might have the bad bins. And they might put a target on you. They have been trying to bait you for the longest. And now that they are coming and infiltrating through or within you, they can do anything that they want to do. Don't forget, majority of them, for the most part, they will be protected. These are things that have been seen on different cases and occasions, and this is not making up lies. Justice, for the most part, if anything is done to a black person, sometimes the justice is not served. Being that this community actually is majority black people, that tells you that they have been looking and watching and wanting a place to target and where to start from. And where would be the best place of all places to begin with than a community like Memphis? If you live in Memphis, I want you to let me know what you think of this video. And if crime, like our sister explained, and she's like, yeah, it's like that. But the thing is, not everybody that is in there is a criminal. And you can fit that description if you're a black person. These are stereotypes that exist. And nobody should convince me otherwise, except if you are just pandering and want to feed into the narrative of them palm-colored people. And if they have convinced you to hate yourself, there are people that are still very much conscious of the systematic racism and discrimination and injustices and inconsistencies that happen and occur in this community. So yes, that definitely you're going to become a target. Your son will be, your daughter will be, even if you're just coming from a hangout and you're not doing anything. Things might happen. So make sure that you watch. You have to be the watchdogs. You have to be the watchers of your own community, right? Understand that even crime needs to be curbed especially if there's those bad beings, they need to be gotten out of the community. And if there's anything that needs to be done to rehabilitate and restore and reinstate, the peaceful harmony living in this community, that has to be done. However, I hope that it is done the right way. I hope that not so many people fall culprit when they are not actually, they are not in any wrong. They can wrongly be gotten, and as you know, anything can happen. So, you watchers, you're going to have to watch out. You're going to have to put your house all together, like our sisters and mothers in here have put it. You're going to have to put your house together before anybody comes and tries to arrange it the way they want to arrange it. Because otherwise, you may not like how they are going to do it. They will apply all the amount of force that they want because nobody is going to stop them from doing so. All right? So put yourself and put your house together. Now understand that there's quite a number of our people in there that will be like, why you coming for us? We're ready, right? Like our sister is like, these young people are not their ancestors. I mean, yes, quite maybe not what their ancestors went through. However, they are a product of what their ancestors went through. So that trauma still is carried, but not just that. Those ancestors did quite a lot to make sure that the Black community is where it is right now, right? So, I know that they will want to fight or do whatever they can to make sure they protect their community, right? But in the end, these people, they are trained to take, not to just, rub like a mother rubs or, coerces their child into living bad habits. The other ones are going to use another extra force. We don't need that. Don't forget, they have been trying to bait and target this community for the longest. And now that the chance has availed itself, you better watch out because they are going to show you what they've been trying to keep for the longest. And they'll keep doing this because they know if they do this, other communities and other states or Black people are going to arise and start speaking. That's one of the things they want to happen. That's why watch out and protect your community. And if there's any Black initiatives and community-based organizations that can help out our people, that would be very, very nice to get our community, thriving and moving well. The Black community does not need policing. It needs the attention that is given to other white neighborhoods or communities, right? And I know people would be like, oh, but when people do good stuff for the Black communities and all of that, they still end up spoiling. Well, show us what has been done in that community that is aiming to correct it in the first place. Then we believe you that indeed they really care, because for the most part, these people do not care. All they care about is putting the police in your community. Anywho, I think you guys have heard the opinions of our people and mine. I want you to give yours as well in the comment section. I would like you to do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Join my channel membership. Super thank me if you want to. And yeah. Share the video, like it, comment, and let's spread awareness. I think from me for today, that's it. I love all of you. Until then, my name is Christine. I'll see you in another amazing video. Bye-bye.